So the guys who are commentating, they have to entertain the crowd all the time, and they've also had the Rock Junior, and it still has to come tomorrow. So
I think it'll
job.
be a diet of throat lozenges and fruit tea tomorrow for him.
Exactly.
I know that feeling. So Jakob Schubert, he's out.
He's a fighter. He's a dynamic climber. He can climb faster.
So if you guys saw our semi-final live stream, you would have seen Jakob Schubert came off on one of the lower section in all comparison compared to Alexander Magos, but came down really looking at his skin, looking like he'd burnt through a lot of skin, and these volumes that he's going through here, really not good if your skin's thin.
Jakob Schubert, he was second here last year in Arco. This is the first lead World Cup for him of 2017, third in the European Championship, so it's not his first international competition. Massively successful competition climber, both lead and boulder.
Jakob Schubert lines up the jump then, and he took a few months off this summer away from the competitions to go rock climbing, went bouldering out in Rocklands. You can actually see him looking at his skin early on in this route here. He's lining up the jump, but he's taking one look at his skin on the right hand side. There he is, you can see him looking at the skin once more. This is not a good sign from Jakob Schubert. He's clearly got the conditions of his skin on his mind. He's really stalled out here. This is not a good start from Jakob Schubert. He's only a few moves off the ground realistically, already struggling. I mean, we know this jump is tricky, but it's not that hard. Jakob Schubert just needs to get on with this now. Looks better from that view. You can really see how far around the corner it is. It must be a really nervy jump for these guys, and he looks like he's going to go for it this time. Ooh, in the end it was okay. It was a touch and go there for a second.
Yeah, interesting one. Adam Postelnik, our chief route setter here in Arco, was over earlier, and he said that jump's kind of the first move you've really got to go for it. There's no holding back on that one. There's no half measures. And Jakob, he didn't look as if he really enjoyed the look of that one, but he got it done. Nailed the move to the right, but it's a high-risk move, and you could tell he first looked around the arete and thought, blimey, that looks a long way.
Yeah, with only 5 quick draws clipped, and he's already used 2 minutes of his time. Jakob Schubert needs to get a move on here.
Again, possibly struggling with the skin slightly. Blows on his fingers, charts up again. That gives you some idea of how far he still has to go. That camera of ours is mounted just off the top hold here in Arco, and it's an awful long way down to Jakob Schubert. He's been at this level for a long time though, he knows what he's doing. Easing his way into the route, but he will need to pick the pace up, and now he's onto the pink holds.
Hopefully now with a few in-cut holds you'll be able to stop worrying about his skin. Nicely done with the campus there. Incredible strength. Show of strength from Jakob Schubert. He really enjoyed that section where he didn't enjoy the lower dyno, but yeah, the skin possibly be a bit more to his favour now that he's onto some in-cut holds, but it goes back to volumes unfortunately in just a few moves time. With 3 minutes left, Jakob Schubert's got a lot of work to do here.
When you're under pressure, you usually forget about how bad your skin is, but it affects the friction because you sweat more.
Yeah, you tend to get really spongy fingertips, and that just pushes the moisture out through the tips. And yeah, unfortunately, with the holds this side, the fingertips are absolutely crucial to how you're going to feel.
But as I said, you can just turn off those things out of your head and just know what you have to do. But then when you just turn off the focus after you climb, you just figure out how much mess you made on your body. Also hesitating a bit here, doesn't really know what to do.
Seems to have been a theme throughout this finals. The women's route seems to be hard to read as well, and the men's also quite similarly difficult and quite slow to climb. Not really seen any athletes towards the top of the. It was only Jane Kim in the women's who really pushed through into the top third. Jakob Schubert, with under 2 minutes still to go, takes an opportunity to rest. But both Japanese athletes got quite a few moves higher up. It was Koichiro Korenaga with 33 plus, and Yoshiyuki Ogata taking the lead at the moment with 34 plus. There's still a lot to do for Jakob Schubert. Seems to be just winding up the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, chalking up, wondering what to do next, but 1 minute 34 seconds is definitely not enough to go to the top.
Still could be enough to take the lead though.
Yeah, it could
And
be.
this route is, as Mike said, it's a slow route, if you like. It would certainly seem at this stage, but may feel differently after we've watched a couple more climbers on it. For now, though, Jakob Schubert gets a heel hook. It's both hands matched. There's the round pink volumes.
We haven't seen anybody jump to those yet, but let's hope it goes on for Jakob.
Yeah, yet to see a climber reach them. He's into his final minute of his attempt.
The bad volume. Now comes the crimp.
Jakob run with the crimp for Jakob. The crowd enjoying this.
Still looks good.
Jakob Schubert pushing for a new high point here above. Yoshiyuki
He knows he's running out of time.
does well, steps onto the pink volumes for the right feet then. 35 seconds left. Do have to wonder how much he's considering the time here.
Still goes back to chalk up.
Still goes back to chalk up. I wonder if he's looking at the time. I don't know if I've seen him glance down, but he doesn't have much time. I suspect the best thing Jakob Schubert can do is just go for it from here. Try and get as many moves in as you can. And he walks his way up the pink volumes. Lovely work from the route setters. That really nice piece of climbing.
Now we
He's
have
got
some
the next
pockets.
clip.
But 7 seconds.
Now it gets physical. Jakob Schubert, he
3.
goes up with the left. He's into the final second of his attempt.
Done.
He's lining it up. He's about to get timed out. He is timed out. I'm not sure he's aware of it. He will presumably look down at some stage. He might have heard the music stop. He's off anyway. Jakob Schubert on his way down applauds the crowd and they return the favour. Looks like he gave that one everything. Really interesting.